Hey, welcome back to another Let Loose Dog Talk. What's up, Gabriel? How's it going,
What's
brother?
going on? It's going good. What's going on with you? How are you?
Good, good. Just right now kind of receiving some bad news, but just trying to show support to customers, They just lost one of their dogs that you sold them, you know,
Man,
and it
yeah,
sucks. So they're trying to figure out, what happened to them and stuff.
yeah. It's sad when that happens, especially
Yeah, no,
as a family
yeah, it
member.
takes. Yes, it takes a big toll on the family, and especially when you have little kids and that's their dog, that's
Yeah,
hard
you
because you
guys.
don't know how to explain it to them, and that's what right now he's messaging me like, man, it's just hard telling my kids, they're asking why doesn't he get up? Like I want him to
Uh,
come, and so he's having a hard time explaining it to them that he's no longer here.
Dang.
So
Yeah,
just sending them positive vibes, and they love that dog. Honestly, since I delivered it, they fell in love with the dog, and it sucks, man.
it's never easy. That's unfortunate. R.I.P. to the pup. That was the badass dog too.
It was, and he was young, man, and it sucked because he was promising, man. And we saw a couple of pictures of him, and he was a good looking dog. Um, he's kind of asking questions right now, doing his own little investigation. What happened to him and stuff, and so I was like, man, just keep me updated. Hopefully, everything's good. And it sucks.
Yeah, that's never easy.
Yeah, trying to share some of the live here. So
Yeah, right now we're on kick with Twitch.
yeah, yeah, man, it sucks, but you know what? Life goes on. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to help this family out, soon, and
Yeah,
it sucks, but man, how you been? How's everything? How's any exciting um news in the dog game, the dog world?
no, nothing crazy. We're just trying to spend some time with the dogs, doing some alternative things. It's hot out here, but they've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. What's
Some
up,
water
Marty?
stuff, hanging out outside.
Yeah, Marty saying he got pups due today, and that's exciting.
And there you go. Good luck.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? That's one of the. I think today's podcast we kind of want to talk a little bit about uh like canine like the canine fertility, reproduction. What like what measures you take. What's like the process that you do and stuff. And anybody want to jump in the chat and give us a little bit of their experience? That'd be cool. Uh, what's up, Cole House? You know, and what's a successful breeding? Things that you did before you bred the female, whether it's PG test, whatever worked to get it there, or was it a if you have the male there, was it a natural tie or what it is?
Yeah, that's always rained out tonight, so I'm chilling.
Hey, man, we need
Yeah, I
some of
think
that rain out here. It's hot over here.
yes, send some over there. Yeah, I think leading up to it, like maybe diet, food, things like that, proper hydration. Kind of, if you and the beginning, I think I did like a really good job of keeping track, right? Like in
Yeah.
the calendar and market. And sometimes you get kind of confident, like, oh, I know when the heat's gonna come, and sometimes it like switches up on you. But yeah, keeping track of that stuff and like eyeballing it, and
Yeah,
then
I
sure
think
you
one
do
of
your test prior.
the things that I think comes really in hand, and I suggest is deworming the dog. You know, whether it's before the breeding, even during pregnancy. I think that helps a lot in, you know, and get the females ready.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I think it's good to do it before, right? And before and
Yeah,
after, that's good for the mom and the pups. And then after the pups are out, you know, wormer, dewormer.
yeah. But this what Syke says is true.
Yeah, happy
A
bitches
happy
get more
female,
prey.
yeah, definitely. You don't stress them, and you know they're in a good environment. I think they show you that, you know.
Yeah,
But same thing with Marty saying, generation of good moms. Well, having the male on the side, also good diet. Yeah, definitely
yeah,
having good moms. It goes a long way, man. Honestly,
yeah, because they want it, you know,
yes. And then they take,
and they do their part.
yes, they do most of the work. Sometimes you don't have to intervene.
Yeah,
Hey Shane, how's it going?
you know,
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I know, especially like I don't know, a lot of people, you know, a lot of people don't know that you know there's different, I guess, stages even on the male when you collect them. Um, you know, it's like the pre sperm, you know, fraction
yes,
to it. You start off, you know, it's slightly cloudy, but not cloudy. And usually, you know, the volume to that is like 0.5 to maybe 2 mil. And and then you got the rich sperm, you know, and and that one, that's the one that you want, you know, the cloudy one, the nice one to it. But it's leading to that, even just not collecting the male, there's a lot of steps to it as well, you know. Collecting the male helps out, you know, because sometimes you might get blood in that semen, sometimes you get urine. So it's depending what you do from there. Whether if you have a little bit of urine in there, okay. But at the same time, it's like, do you want that? And you know, you could spin that semen and you know get the last part to the, you know, the stages is that prosthetic semen, the prosthetic from the male. That's not semen, it's just, you know, prosthetic fluid. And I've seen a lot of breeders out there talking about, oh, my dog gave me 12, 13 cc's, and it's like, bro, now that is semen, you know.
yeah, that's the extender, whatever else you have
Yeah,
in the liquid too. And it's like big old.
yeah, and it's
Nobody's
like,
throwing
no,
that.
bro. I was like, trust me, your female's not gonna take all that. She's gonna throw
Uh,
some of that thing out, you know.
yeah, it's gonna splash back in your face.
Yes. So
You don't like to take the picture like that with the vials of like how much you took of the syringe.
no, for what? I don't care about that.
Uh,
Yeah, and then but see,
I see that.
yeah, here's a good tip for them too. Is it's you know, having I guess you could say your equipment, your tools, the like having them right, I guess, helps. You know, especially like for example, if you were gonna ship semen and you have extender that you gotta add to it, you know, are you gonna put, you know, extender right off the fridge, or are you gonna try to warm it up to body temperature where, you know, because if you just throw in that extender off the fridge, you're gonna shock the semen and kill it, right?
Yeah.
So it's parts to it. Um, and you know what? I just did something that just because I wanted to check my boy Diesel semen. He's old, and I wanted to see if he still, could produce and stuff. And so I checked the semen, and you know what? There's things out there that help him, increase his sperm count and have I guess his libido back up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, right? I'm using this. It's called an enhancer for the semen, and I just want, and it's more. I call it caffeine for the semen because it wakes it up and it starts flying in there, and mainly to me, I was like, hey, this is good for older dogs. Put a little bit of that enhancer in there, and man, and I tested it. You know what? I checked the semen first before I added that enhancer just to see what it does, and man, it worked amazing.
Yeah, before and after, right? You could really see a
Yes.
difference.
Yeah. Yeah, and that to me, having the right equipment helps, honestly, because you could see and check everything from there.
Yeah.
And then plus, once like Cole House said, if you don't have the female stress, it helps out, man, because they receive that semen, and if they're on their peak point, they'll take that semen, but there's little tricks to it too, that you could do where you'll make her contract that semen so she don't let it go, and it's just tricks up there.
Yeah, and it'll help them like absorb it.
There you go. Yeah, I even got an invite today.
Dang. What up?
There you go.
Fregoso. Trying to drink some beer and play with some dogs.
There you go.
Yeah, there's little tricks to it, and certain people, do little things, and all that little stuff helps because, the more chances you have, the better. I've seen them get pregnant off of, that little pre-cum from the dogs, and it was this much and still just enough, to get them pregnant. And then sometimes you throw some, you have some CCs in there, and you get the same result or a bad result or none. It just, timing is really, it's really everything. It's just that day wasn't the day. Just because you're in that number and that's the heat, that doesn't mean that it's gonna hit, right? It's timing. If it would have been that same yesterday, tomorrow, I've seen them go way far on the end when you're like, just try it and see. Like, whatever, I don't think so, and then boom, it hits. Then I seen the other side where you're like, hey, everything is aligned. There's no reason why it shouldn't happen. And guess what? Doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's true that. Yeah. And I've seen it where I've seen the dogs tie naturally. Right? And
yeah,
you're like, okay, this is on the bag. We got it. Everything's good. And then no puppies.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, man, what happened? But you know what? It's crazy because I have a female that she's a teaser. Once she starts dropping blood, man, she starts flagging and she accepts the male. And I'm like, so I had trouble like really breeding her because, man, like I will go test her, her numbers will be low. And I'm like, why are you flagging? Like, you're just a teaser, but she accepts the male. She lets him mount and he's trying. And I'm like, so we kind of did things different now with her. So hopefully, I'll produce something out of her.
Yeah, and some females are easy to like kind of spot, and when it is, and it's pretty good. But then there's some where it's like their cycles are weird or split, or they don't really flag or any of that, and you just got to really be on them and testing them and test them.
Yeah, that's true. And then you got those females that they have the split heat, so sometimes, and then you have the silent ones that you can catch them and you're like, man, are you heated? Like, I didn't even know, but it's crazy. But a lot of times, they're irregular kind of, I don't want to compare that like women, but not all women are the same in their, periods. I think it's the same thing with dogs. They're all not the same. So
Yeah, no, that's in reality, that's what it is, right? A lot of the stuff is like similar.
Yeah.
That's what
People
it
are
comes
saying those
down to.
low body fat girls don't come in that often too. Yeah. You have a lot of those females, and man, it's hard for them.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's harder.
for that, there's things too that you could do,
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
help
You just
out and
have
stuff.
to all those little tricks, all that little stuff.
Yeah.
You just gotta just make it happen.
Yeah, no, definitely. Even when shipping semen, preparing that semen so you could have I guess a good ride to wherever it needs to go. Just preparing the shipment goes a long way because, and if you kind of half-ass things, by the time that semen gets to the person that was supposed to receive it, that
Yeah,
semen might be dead. It's no good. You know, and same thing. That's where I guess that enhancer comes in place, and even that extender. Uh, you could try reviving it and see if it works. But some of the times, if you screw up something, and let's say for whatever reason, like I said, you put that extender cold, you shock it, you're like, all right, it's good to go. It arrives over there, it's dead. Man, what can you do? Now you're
no
like,
what?
I sent everything, I showed you, but it's how you prepared it, if you did it the right way.
Yeah, all of that stuff goes into consideration.
Yeah, there you go, Gabriel. So you're getting that invite too.
What if we go some? Yeah, let's do it.
There you go. Yeah, no,
I
for
just
sure
I
that.
just found out you have a pool.
Yeah,
I just
see,
found out you had a pool. I'm gonna be there. Drink some beer, talk some dogs.
there you go. Yeah, that and then the extender too. Depending on what extender you use, that helps. It goes a long way. There's different extenders. Some are 10 days, some are 3, 7 days, whatever it is. Some have antibiotics in them, um, and but it all depends on how. Not all dogs react the same to certain extenders, so you kind of have to play with them. I suggest if you have a male and you know how to collect them, and you kind of know how to use, extender in there. Play with different extenders with your male, and if you're able to see it, if you have a microscope and put it under that microscope, see what extender works better, and then stick to it because not all dogs, you know, react to it the same.
Yeah. Yeah, and then too, like, I think too, if you're pulling, you should pull. If you have a male, it's yours, right? You're gonna use them or stud them out. You should probably pull him in between,
Yeah,
breeding. Sometimes you have a male, you haven't bred him, or he busting in, 6 months, a year. It's good to just pull them, prior to that or in between that, or maybe if you got a breeding lined up, um, you know, get him
yeah,
some of that old stuff out. Make sure he's fresh.
yeah, exactly. And then see, a good thing I say, if I ship semen and it arrives, and let's say, customer calls me, he's like, hey, then is the semen looks good, let's put it in the girl, cool. But if he calls me and says, man, semen, it's moving, but it's not moving the way I would wish it would be moving, I'll literally would tell him, hey, spin it down, fucking add a new extender, and and check it out and see if that helps. Because most of the times that will help. Adding new extender and then
Uh,
put it into the female definitely will help.
yeah,
But
that's the more
here,
you
here,
know, right?
yeah, exactly. And then same thing. If you receive chill semen, what do you do? Do you just throw it in the female, or would you kind of warm it up and then put it in her?
Warm it up.
Yeah, yeah. Because for that one, I feel that there's, it varies. Because there has been studies where they say, hey, throw it in the female, her body's gonna warm it up, semen's gonna wake up, and it's gonna go in there, right? Me personally, I'd rather wake it up, check it, see that everything is good, and then probably add some extender or some of that enhancer, and then I'll throw it in the female.
Yeah, that'll probably better your chances.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, and then that gives you an idea how the semen is moving. If it needs a little bit of help, what to do and stuff. So, but that's me. Everybody could do it, things different, and go from there. And then here it is. There's different methods to warm up the semen and stuff. Some people do it old school, put it between armpits, or even if your wife is around, whatever, give it to her, put it in her brassiere, and kind of have body temperature in there, and then it warms up. Or they have equipment where you could buy, and you could just warm it up there. But
yeah,
you have to know the degrees that you gotta warm it up, because if not, you're just gonna cook that semen, and that's it.
Don't be trying to nuke it right there, or just heat it up too fast. You're just gonna cook it. You're gonna have scrambled eggs.
Yeah. What's up, Azu? How's it going, brother?
What up, Azu?
Yeah, definitely. And then using the right boxes to ship semen, right? They sell boxes that's special for that. I've seen and I heard cases where they use a box, but even the ice pack they use, it's not the right one for that box, right?
Yeah.
So by the time they arrive to the customer, that ice pack is no longer frozen, and it's like, so now, and you see FedEx or UPS drivers, and I've seen how sometimes they handle those packages, and they're not careful, bro. They're moving things, throwing things around, and so
I got a package yesterday, and I'm like, he rang the Ring doorbell, and then he tossed it on the tossed it out of the door, and I'm like, damn, I hope that's not what I think it is. And sure enough, I'm like, wow, that's a little. That's.
And it was fragile, right? Something fragile that could break.
It was,
easily.
yeah. It was. It had a glass screen on it and everything. So I'm like,
see,
I hope it's not what I think it was, but it was okay. At least I haven't hooked it up yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
What up, Foreign?
What's up, Foreign? How's it going, brother? Yeah, definitely. That's a good one, and then what? Like I said, I started offering my services for reproduction, right? And I did somebody's dog, a couple of days ago, but I did offer, right? I have the tools to offer the PG and the cytology right next to each other, just so they could get an idea where the dog's at and stuff. And you know what? I showed him. He didn't know about the cytology. So I explained to him what it was and everything, and he's like, "Nah, man, let's compare it, see where we're at with it." And you know what? I did it, and hey, man, the numbers from the PG machine to the cytology were hand in hand. And literally yesterday they came back again. We PG did the cytology. Her numbers were ready to get bred, and what the microscope showed me on the cytology, hey, she's ready too. So they came hand in hand, right? That's a great tool. I know a lot of reproduction vets offer that too, but it costs, right? I ain't no vet, so I'm not charging what the vet charges and stuff. And and if you could drive to me, hey man, it's cheaper, But if I have to go out there, then I'm not gonna break the bank, but it's gonna be a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it works out, and you know what? And I'm even practicing on my own dogs, right? They're not in heat, but hey, let me draw some blood from you. You're here already.
The more the more you know.
Yeah.
Better.
I think you were one of my first customers that hit me up, and you were like, "Man, come down, Dennis." I was like, "Hey, let's do it."
I said, "Let's do it. What can we do?"
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the best way. And then you cover the more we do it, you cover some some different you get some different like experiences, right? Because you have some dogs that are easy to do, some that are, not so easy to do.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So it's like, hey, the more you do it, the more situations you're seeing, and you just get better and better.
Yeah, and then you know what? Pretty soon too. I'm waiting on some equipment to arrive. Um, but I'll probably do a little course video, not a completely video of how to freeze semen, because I'll be freezing some of my dogs here. So I'll show that. And I know,
Yeah,
like, I talked to Martin. Martin was interested of doing that, freezing some of his semen, and we're working details out with him and Fernando from Salazar's American Bulldogs. Same thing. He wants to freeze some of his semen, so we're working little details here and there. So maybe I'll fly out to where they at and kind of show them how to do it, and for
hell,
them just to, have their, freeze their dog.
hell yeah. No, that's legit. That comes in clutch. Martin said he wanted to do his and then his dogs.
Yeah,
He said he's
tip.
planning his last breeding.
There
He
you
needs one
go.
one more kid. He said. So
Uh,
he said Martin's gonna do his last breeding.
He's like, I got anything new coming up?
Hell no, nothing. Nah, hopefully, I think I got something going on, something cooking.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, I think that one, if it did, takes, I think it's gonna be special and really good. Honestly, I'm excited for that one.
I know, me
Um,
too. I'm waiting too. I'm not gonna
yeah,
just
I,
gonna
I
figure
did
it
drop a
out.
litter. I dropped a litter with my boy Frank. We haven't really showed the pups, but I'll show them when the right time comes. I'm one of those persons. I like to make sure the pups make it. Because I hate opening my mouth and then I lose the litter or whatever it is. So I try to make sure that everything is good and they survive before I start showing pups and stuff. And that will come. But yeah, that's what we have new for him. I got a litter. Hopefully, Gam has a litter soon, and go from there. I think in 1 week or two he'll confirm whether she took or not.
Yeah, hopefully, it's looking pretty good right now. We'll see.
I,
I don't
I
want. I
think
don't want to jinx.
Martin was talking to you, Gabriel.
uh, Martin. Hey, for your next baby, we're gonna do a. For my last kid, I wanted to do a breeding banner. But for it's like for the baby shower invite, I'm gonna do a breeding banner. A breeding banner. This is a proven stud.
Yeah. Pariente said, "What up, fellas?" He's an IG, so what up, Pariente?
What? What? I don't believe it. I don't believe it, pariente.
Yeah, no,
Took,
definitely. I
it
think I
took you
think
a year,
he
but you're here. It took you a year,
yeah.
but you're here. I'm glad you're here. That's all that matters.
There you go. I think he just had he did a breeding too, right? With Venom and what's her name? Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's saying shoot,
There
let him get on that FB right now.
you go.
There you go, Martin, proven stud.
Proven stuff. Like there you go.
Yeah, Paul said he's been really busy with the kids and the family.
Busy. Ah, you're good, man. Yeah, that's good. Kids and family is good. I got a bunch of them too. I feel you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They all got their own schedules and stuff. Everybody's got something to do.
And then I think if you have them on sports, that's hard work too, right?
Soccer, wrestling, water polo, swim, all of that
Uh,
stuff. Extracurricular. There we go. Ira?
There you go.
Hey, I said, who's that cute guy? Who's that cute guy in the picture right there with just Paul?
There you go, pariente.
Desde Vegas. Hell
How's
yeah, that's what's
everything,
up.
pariente?
Nah, good stuff, man.
How's the dogs, man? Did they tie again?
Paul's out there in the backyard holding them together.
Oh, he's like, yeah, man, always moving after work. He's like, he did an AI, so there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, pariente, if you want to come up on the live, man, I send you an invite.
Yeah, when I was over there, like what 3 weeks ago, that whole
Yeah,
week, the weekend I was there was like the hottest that it's been. Those were like the last hot 7 days. It was like 114, 111, 117.
man.
Yeah, it was crazy that whole weekend.
Yeah, you know what? Man, yeah, it has been hot, and honestly, like you said, man, trying to keep the dogs cool because that's extreme heat right there.
Yeah, that shit's no joke. But Anthony had to get off soon, taking the boys to Raider Stadium. We're gonna perform tomorrow at the
But then
halftime show.
I thought you were a
Hey,
Cardinal fan, but there you go. Hey,
hey,
jumping.
I knew you were a Raiders fan. Tell him I think Paul's gonna perform. Nah, Paul is hot over there, but at least your compa has a pool.
There you go.
So you guys could be backstroking it. I want to see Paul perform.
Yeah, 117 is brutal, man. That is hot.
Yeah, that's just like another. And then that heat is like dry. Like you could feel it. You know, you walk out of the AC and,
And
and
it
it's
hits
just
you.
like smacks you in the face.
Yeah.
Like, ah. Oh.
Yeah, no, for sure. So imagine us, man. You're like, man, screw that. I don't want to be in this heat and having those dogs outside. And you know what?
Yeah, see, now he said it's big humid. That's nasty.
Yeah.
Want the deodorant. It's broken 82 times this summer. Martin. 99 to 100, a high humidity. Yeah,
Man,
see?
that's nasty.
That's nasty. I know you're over there walking around with a towel. That's how you know it's hot. Oh, shit. I got to get the sweat bandana out of here.
Yeah, man. And
yeah, so that's the thing. You still want the dog, still want some action too, right?
Yeah.
And you want it to be able to do stuff in it, but you still got to be mindful and be careful because even though they're down, right? A lot of dogs are like, I'm still gonna do it, but you know we gotta do it. So we throw some water in there, or change the activity, switch to nights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, later. Yeah, the block over here starts to get busy. And like once the sun goes down now, there's like a little breeze, and everybody was like they were waiting to go outside.
Yeah,
but it's cool. We're complaining, and then it'll be raining for freaking 5 days straight.
Yeah, because I know what's his name? Ramos Papa Pitts. He I know the way he has, I think, his kennel set up. He would dig a hole, right, and then he'll put like a wood plank or something on top of the hole, but it had access for the dogs to go in there, right? So I know he will wet that hole, so it stays fresh in there. So the dogs, like you said, they probably during the day wouldn't come out. They'll be just in there chilling, and at night that's when they come out. So that was smart of him, man. That's a pretty good idea,
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I'm gonna need to get Venom on ice.
Hey, let me know, pariente. I'll send you links and everything to for the equipment for you to buy, so you could keep it in your house, and I'll show you how to maintain it, and I'll show you how to store it. In other words, I think you already know how to collect them and stuff, so that'll be easy. But then it's just the equipment that you're gonna need to freeze it and stuff. So I'll send you links and put it there whenever. Should you give me an excuse to go to Vegas?
There it is. Say,
I'll
oh,
take
gotta go.
Gabriel with
God,
me.
so we
Yeah,
gotta go over there.
yeah.
Make sure there's somebody over there got a pull for us.
There you go.
Also switch to raw.
Hey, that is true.
Chicken hindquarters. I seen you in your apron chopping them up.
I just remember the cowboy hat.
Jeff Sykes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he was wearing a little hat too.
Yeah. No, but you know what, bud? If people, are against raw, whatever, and if you are feeding kibble, I suggest soak the kibble it's like say, um, they get kibble dehydrates them. So if you wet the kibble, at least it has water in there when they're eating
Yeah,
it, that helps out. Yeah.
yeah. I'm down to skinny dip, Paul. I'm down. Sign me up. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's part of it. It's good. Or feed them later in the evening and the daytime.
True.
Most of the time, it's too hot. They're not gonna. I fixed my keyboard, so now I'm on the comments.
Hey, there you go.
I got a new one. Yeah, because they're not gonna eat in the day. They'll wait till the end of the night when it keeps cool. They also eat less too.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
my dogs.
that is true. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
because if I
cut
feed
it
my
down.
dogs during the like noon and stuff, they will not touch that food. They might the raw they'll eat it, but they rather wait till the end of the day, when it's cooler. Then plus, I only feed them once a day.
Yeah, half frozen hindquarters to pull them off. See, there you go. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
that's like their meal, plus they get like a little activity, right? Their
Yeah.
brain going, and then they get cooled off. Sykes out there in just the apron, nothing else. We're frozen chickens. Then everybody gets a show.
Yeah.
It's like
You know
doing it
what's
over
like
there.
so with for that, I don't know. Just because it's happened to me, I have done that. But now I kind of supervise while they eating them because man, I had one of my dogs. I don't know what he thought. He thought, man, I could swallow the whole thing. I don't got to chew it. And that dude was choking on me, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? You gotta break this. But it's a
Yeah, I had
protocol.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had one or two like that. The other ones will eat it, like another one will just be swallowing it because they see
yeah,
you have the whole thing. Like, oh, he's giving more. So the more I put
yeah.
out, the faster I eat this, and then he did, and then I think came out a whole.
Right, exactly. I was like, these dudes, yeah.
Dudes are crazy.
No, definitely. Yeah, for sure. No, man. These, luckily, what I haven't seen. It's or probably we don't know, but we haven't seen a lot of people saying that their dog passed away because of the heat. So I think people are being more mindful than being smart about it. I know a couple of years before, man, I used to see on Facebook, oh, I lost my dog to the heat, had a heat stroke or whatever it is. And, but at the same time, sometimes dogs overheat and it cannot be hot. It's just stress or whatever it is. And I've seen cases where they sell a dog and then the dog ends up at the new owner's house and they're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna throw him in the backyard. It's a new environment and the dog overheated and died.
Yep. We hear that and we see then it sucks, it's unfortunate. That's not stuff they want to do.
Yeah.
It's always rough. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, it's quite interesting. Speaking of breedings, I've heard of dogs get too hot outside like it has been when they breed it could affect their semen in a negative way. I don't know. I
But it's
haven't heard
hot.
that. Yeah, like if they're outside.
I haven't really
I don't
heard
know.
that, but I mean, I guess that could be a thing, right?
Yeah. I don't know how true is that, like you said, and it could be. Maybe people have experienced that. I don't know. But it's it because I don't know because it's us as human, it could be hot out there and you still could mate, you know, like that. So, right. So a dog, I don't know if it causes that or whatever, but
Yeah, I think maybe yeah, it could. I don't have no problem. Me personally.
yeah, so it makes sense.
Makes
The
sense. The
testes
tests
are
are
outside
outside.
the body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so maybe the body's putting some more stress on it, so it just starts to
there it is. I think the word you said is key. Stress.
yeah.
You know, so maybe that's
Yeah.
why semen might not be that good. But that's what I was saying earlier. There's things to help it out, like that enhancer. And if anybody, you guys could look it up. I don't know if Amazon sells it, but if you guys are looking for some, hit me up. I'll shoot you guys some, and not that expensive and stuff, so let me know.
Yeah, those little tips and tricks.
Yeah, another thing too is if the dog has some kind of an infection, that now that I could see that the semen might be a little bit bad and stuff, because I've gotten bad semen where they never told me that the dog had some kind of infection and he was on antibiotics, and they decide to send the semen. They didn't think I was going to check the semen, but anytime and I do this for a reason. Every time they gonna ship semen from an outside stud dog, I go to my reproductive clinic, with a real vet. So they open the box there. So what I do, I record it since I get in there, and they open the box.
Uh
They're unpacking it for me, testing it. They'll spin it, put a new extender, throw it in the microscope, and I'm recording, right? And so that kind of backs me up, and they can't say, "Oh, you don't know what you're doing now." I went with the professionals. Here it is, right?
yeah, we did it. I saw
Yep.
it.
And that it's happened to me. But I think after that, I reached out and I said, "Hey," and that's when they told me, "Oh, well, the dog, had an infection, so I had him in antibiotics and all this." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't you tell me this?" I probably would have been like, "You know what? Don't send the semen. Screw it. You know what? I'll wait for the next one."
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that breeding never took. So, and I'll say it. It was when I was trying to breed to Logic, and
Oh yeah.
but this is not when the original owners had it. This was the person that they sold it to. That's because I already had locked them in, and she was gonna honor that breeding, but
Correct.
and that's after that I was like, nah, I'm good. And then the opportunity came up where I got Bessa, where I was like, all right, cool. I don't, I have a son and he's a good dog, and let's move forward with him.
Yeah, we said
You know?
you're right, you're right. But yeah, that happens, medication, or maybe coming off an injury too. Those
True.
kind of
Yeah.
all those things like affect
Yes.
the dog, like the performance and their health internally.
Yep.
And sometimes we forget about that stuff has, just like in humans, right? Your diet, or if you're
Yes.
like, you have some kind of condition, or you're too skinny or too fat, like those things play a role in,
Yes. Yep.
reproduction in animals, and any animal.
Yep.
Yeah, food, all that stuff.
Yeah, that is true. And then you know what? A couple of years ago, I know I used to feed Victor, and a lot of people were having issues, getting their females pregnant and stuff like that. And I think, I could say I was in there too, because I was doing everything right, and I couldn't just, get these girls pregnant. And once I got off that Victor, finally, we started having litters, and I'm like, man,
Yeah, that's what it was.
you know,
Yeah, that's all those things are to take into account, and it all adds up.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. But you know what? It's all good. Um, you did a breeding. Hopefully that one it's in, you know.
Yeah, we got one down. Hopefully that one is good. That'll be exciting.
But you're being a little modest because, you know,
Well, you know.
that's true.
But if it hits, it's gonna hit.
Yeah. You think you produce some, you know, 120, 130 pound dogs?
Yeah, they're probably gonna be a big dog, 125 plus. I
There
don't
you
know,
go.
crazy. No,
Hey, there
definitely
you go,
not.
Sykes. Hey, that's
I just
awesome. I
hope.
think I have an idea who what breeding you're talking about, Sykes, and that one's gonna be dope.
Hell yeah,
There you go, your pariente.
you're your boy, your Theo. I used his your dog, your Theo's dog.
There you go.
Yeah, we're looking for some presents and some substance.
There you go. That's all that matters.
That's all. I don't care what else. As long as it has that, we good. Yeah,
Beautiful.
no, just kidding. I don't know about all that stuff. No, some measurable stuff. We need some things that we could really measure. There should be some good dogs. If
Yeah,
this
and
hits,
I think every breeding is to improve it, right? You don't go backwards.
yeah,
You always want to go forward. So,
yeah, go forward and get better
yeah,
and do
yeah,
something,
yeah.
for
If you're
to the
lacking
goal.
something, yeah, bring something in that will help out fix certain
Yeah,
traits. But
and
this is what I say too, though. It's you know what you got to have a good quality female too, because don't expect the stud to do miracles and be like, man, this dog is gonna clean my whole yard. I'm gonna create some badass dogs. And then if things don't go that way, and you have below average dogs, and you're like, man, what the? Then that's when people start talking crap, talking about, oh, that stuff sucks. He can't produce. And all that. It's like, bro, the dog is only gonna bring so much, but your female has to play a big part in there too.
yeah, you can't save. Yeah, you can't do miracles.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got to be equally matched or have something good qualities that are going to really, set it off. But you can't. I see that a lot. I think most people would do that. They'll try to just invest in the stud and the females. They found her,
yeah,
and they get this big stud name. They try to pay extra money, and it doesn't. It doesn't really work out that way.
you know. No, that's true, man. I don't know too if depending, let's say your market, Gabriel, and let's say you use you have your price market on your pups at a price, right? And you use a nice stud, whatever, you feel that he's bringing a lot to the table, and you're like, I think it complements my female, right? Do your prices on that go up just because this litter you feel that it's more of what you have ever produced?
No,
Your prices stay the same no matter what. It is what it is.
yeah, it is because that's what they are. Every time it's gonna be that time. I wouldn't go up because of the certain stud I use, right? Like, or maybe a different two pairings of dog. Like they would, for me personally, like it stays the same. Like that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no,
What
I
about
feel
you?
you. No, no, same with me. It don't matter if I spend 10 grand on a stud on ice. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
double charge my dogs for whatever I have them posted already. And my prices are online. It's like, hey, here you could see them out. You ask me, this is what it is. Um, it's cool. It's happened to me where I keep my keeper, right? And it's like, and that person wants it so bad, and they're like, Dennis, you know what? I know this is what you want for your dog. Let me double that up, man. Let me have her, whatever it is. I might make a deal with them, or I'll be like, you know what? Screw it then. Take her.
Yeah. yeah, like what Syke said, yeah, once you're established, yeah. Yeah, once of course, the first one, but if you're already, this is number 4 or 5, right? And you've already done this and you've already did, then hey,
Correct.
that should be it. But if you're gonna use like this litter is this much because I charge this stud, because I use this stud, right? Or because I paid this much for the stud. Yeah, I mean, yeah, to me it's kind of like so you're paying, then they gotta pay for your, I don't know, because then I feel like now you're trying to get it like maybe it's not worth it, but you're trying to just make up for what you spent. That doesn't necessarily equate to it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you paid that much. I don't think it was worth it, but now because you paid, now you got to try to get the money back, and now you charge the customer on something that doesn't necessarily have that value. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And then definitely. If you start, you're trying to start off, and you don't have a name, and of course, I think that's where some buyers will try to take advantage. You'll set your price, maybe not at what the other person is selling them, but then they'll try to lowball you too, saying like, wait, well, nobody knows you, I'll give you this. Sometimes, you're like, man, I don't want to be stuck with all these puppies. All right, I'll take it. But I think, consistency, putting that effort and, staying on track on it. Yeah, definitely that I understand. You set that price, but then once, like you said, you're stable, you have a name for yourself, you earn your stripes, and you set your market, cool, go for it. That's what it is. I ain't mad at that. But me personally, like I said, I could pay 10 grand for a stud. I keep up my nice and breed it to one of my girls. I'm not gonna raise the price at $8,000 just because I paid 10 for that stud. My prices are gonna stay the same.
Yeah, I charge a little bit more.
It's an outside stud.
Yeah, I mean, I could see where people do that. I see where some people are trying to get like let's say there's an established breeder, right? They're well known. They've been doing this for 20 years. And then somebody buys 2 dogs from them and then breeds them, and then they want the same prices that the established breeder is getting. I think too, like you can't expect to just get that right away.
True.
Like, well, this is from this. This is this dog. That's why it costs that much. Like, okay, yeah, but you could buy it direct at the end of the day too.
Yeah,
right? I think you could to the breeder that you bought them from. Like, maybe work a deal from them. But that's why when you get more established and then you start to carve your own lane, then it gets a little like easier, and you have something from your program that you could speak to rather than the other person's program, right? We all start that way somehow.
Correct.
Everybody got a dog from somewhere, but when you do your own thing, for long enough, then it becomes like your way, and then you do your
Yeah.
like you do your program the way you do it, and you have your own accomplishments, not really so much like the person before you, right? Again, we all start somewhere, but it's nice when you start, carving out your lane and get there and have that stuff from you.
Yeah, definitely.
What about for picks? Do you do your picks? Like, do you pick? Like me. Look, he said a lot of people were sent to Lion King daughter, but your dog ain't paperboard or Lion King. That's exactly that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, it's not that dog. Like, oh, but this is from this can or this, but it's like not that dog. Like,
yeah,
that's a brother. It's a direct daughter and a direct son. 2-time paperboy. Like, okay, so I'll just get direct. I'll just use that stud and that. They did the breeding 17 times. I'll just get those puppies. Right? Like, yeah, it ain't it. But then you could see where people are trying to push that like heavy. I'm like, okay. I know who the grandparents are, but who are the parents to the puppies that are for sale? Like, I don't really care who the auntie or the uncle is, right? Like, this is the one I'm interested in. So sometimes when people push that a little harder, I'm like, like why, But
and they only show grandparents,
Yeah,
great
and
grandparents. Like,
yeah,
show
I'm
me the
like,
dogs in front. Yes.
yeah, I was like, who did you breed though? I get it, that's the pedigree, but who are the parents to the puppies right now? Like that's
Yeah.
important, right? I think not always just the dogs, also the character, the breeder, integrity, honesty, and so forth. That's also adds value to your program, not just quality of the dogs. Yeah,
True.
yeah,
True.
it's I
Definitely.
think it that helps people, and somebody could have like a badass dogs, but that you speak to them and you're like, I would not give this person $1. Like, doesn't it's always good when you could do good business and it does add value, and you get a hold of that breeder. If they have information to share with you, if they're reachable, if they're chill people, like that anywhere, right? I'm sure you go to your favorite restaurant and then you get a server that's like, what do you guys want? Right? And you're
Yeah.
like, man, I'm out of here. Right? Even
Yeah.
though it's something good, but you're like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'd rather go somewhere else because I don't want to do this. Right? Like, and like that. So yeah, that definitely, helps. You want
Yeah.
somebody
Definitely.
with
And
that.
then me personally, I treat everybody the same with respect, even if they're just window shopping and stuff. It don't matter. You still give them, that courtesy talk. You talk to them and stuff, answer their questions. Sometimes they're just trying to get information from you. They ain't trying to buy nothing. Whether
They
they're
just want to know. Yeah.
yeah,
They're
and
just
it's like, okay, cool. Suddenly they stop texting you, they're ghosting you, and it's like, all right, cool. It is what it is. It's part of
what
it. I don't gotta get mad about it because hey, it's gonna happen. It's part of the game.
Yeah, it's normal. I know some people get mad, like, "Oh, you're gonna ask me questions." Or I'm like, "Bro, how are you else gonna know? I gotta ask you the question, right?" Like,
Yes.
and yes, I could go back and look at all your stuff, but if you're selling me something, I'm like, "Hey, you know, like
And that
that's what it is in like a sales. Not you're gonna have to knock on doors. You're gonna have to people are gonna come to you in a car dealership. Not every person you're gonna sell a car, but if you start treating certain people like you think are gonna buy it, certain people you think not gonna buy it, A, you're gonna miss out on some sales, and
yeah.
B, right, you're leaving money on the table, and then you're gonna have this reputation like I went there, but that guy Dennis is weird.
Yeah,
He was like
exactly.
disrespectful, and I had money to buy. Sometimes
Yeah.
the least people you expect, right? Sometimes a guy that says "sup, pups," like might have, he might be ready to go. And maybe he's just not a good texter, right? Or it's
Yeah,
an old
yeah,
lady,
true.
or maybe they're just not like, "Hey, hello, nice to meet you." And then sometimes the person that's gonna give you hi, I was inquiring about it, but that could be the person that has no intent on buying. They just did that to 17 people, and then they're gonna just go price match. It's like car
Yeah.
salespeople. Uh, they don't sell as many cars as test drive. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
gonna happen, right? Like it's just a fraction. But I was gonna ask you, what about puppies? Do you pick for people like, okay, this is first pick, this is second pick, or do you just do it in order like of picks? Like first pick, whoever it is, it's Gabriel, Paul, and Brian, and then they just pick like whatever in their order, or do you
Yeah.
pick four people? Like, hey, I'm good. This is my first pick puppy. This is second pick. Which one do you
No,
want?
no, no, no. I don't do none of that. I go. I have a waiting list, right? So I go by the
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
list, and
Right.
and I let
And
them
that's the
choose the
order,
puppy. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
yep,
who goes in the order. Yeah.
correct.
I always thought it was weird when people do that. Like I've seen that where they make the picks and then they're like, "Oh, I'll sell you my second pick. I'll sell you my first pick." I'm like, that's weird because I don't want your pick. I want my pick because you like what you're picking off of what? Why is that puppy first pick to you?
Yeah,
Right? I don't know, but maybe that's not why I want first pick, right? Like, and then also sometimes like, oh, it's first, it's first pick, but that doesn't necessarily. That just means in some cases like you pick the puppy first, and that's the one you pick, right? And just because
yeah,
you're third or fourth, that doesn't mean you're going to get less of a dog, especially if you have a good program. But if first pick wants for color, second pick wants for size, and guess what? You have one with this color, and the other one's bigger than that one. Everybody gets what they want,
yeah.
right?
And,
And then
and
somebody wants a girl, and somebody wants a boy. So even if you're first, second, or third, it don't matter because you're gonna get what you want.
exactly. No, and then like you said, some pick for size, right? They see the biggest puppy. Oh my god, I want that one, right? But a week in, 2 weeks in, all the puppies are the same. So now it's like,
Yeah,
hey, now you told me you wanted that dog, but suddenly you see one that catches your eye now, and you're like, hey, well, you pick for the biggest one at that time. That's why I always
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
customers
and
like,
then they
hey,
come
hold
back to
on,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then they come back, hey, this one's bigger. I'm like, yeah, no, that's why you gotta pick like for overall, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
working dog
working dog
breeders do
breeders
that
do that
sometimes.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah. And then they do like different pricing though. So I'm like,
yeah,
it's the same litter, but this dog is 2,000, this dog is 7,000, this dog is 3,000. It's kind of weird. Like, but I mean, to each their own. You get to do your program however you want. People
yeah.
probably think I'm
However
a
it
weirdo.
works, it fits for you.
Hey,
I
it's,
just
yeah,
find it weird, strange.
yeah,
That
that's all that you're picking for a person,
yeah,
right? Well, if you're vetting them or doing certain things, like my thing is basically, breeding rights, non-breeding rights. Uh, Try to keep it pretty consistent. It makes things a lot easier for
yeah. Because
yourself and
we
for people.
we have a Wild West OEBS. She's like, I produce champions. I produce Ireland's strongest dog 2024, but I don't sell to breeders to cash out on my genetics. That's mad. All breeders blowing smoke up each other's crap to make the price higher.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
She's like,
that's something that
yeah,
happens.
they're like, you could have the best looking stud, great genetics, and sometimes that don't mean nothing. As I've seen one produce crap. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an automatic,
Yeah.
right? And you could sell the same exact dog to two people, you're gonna get two different results too,
Yeah.
right? And you have a whole litter, they go different places. It's not it's not for sure. This is Michael Jordan's son, right?
Yeah.
Do you even look at Michael Jordan? Do you know who Michael Jordan's son is? He doesn't play basketball,
Yeah.
right? And you would think like that's the genetics, that's the DNA you want. Like this guy doesn't play basketball,
Yeah.
right? So it
That's
happens,
true. Yeah.
right? Just like I want to take to 6 or 7 weeks out of the danger zone for the most part. Yeah, see, sometimes, yeah, it's easy. It's better to wait, for a certain period of time because things happen.
Yeah.
And then too, so you could make your pick and kind of evaluate, right? I've
Yeah.
seen some drama on the internet where the breeder changes his pick, and then the people were like mad. That was kind of drama. It's again, it's your program. You can do whatever you want, but some of those things are like bad for business, right? Like,
Yeah. And you know what I find is
you pick the dog, then I say never mind. I want that dog. I already gave the deposit. That's wild,
yeah,
right?
that is true. But going back to what I was saying is I find it weird though when you have breeders out there that like I said, you got window shoppers, and you shouldn't get mad for having those. Hey, they want to know the market as well. They're shopping around and stuff. But when breeders get mad because they're doing that, and then they go on Facebook or social media trying to blast them and do all that, it's like, for what though? It's like,
Yeah.
now I feel that you're scaring some customers away because you're like, dude, if this doesn't work out with this dude, he's just gonna go on Facebook and put me on blast for this, and it's like, why get mad
Yeah.
for it, right?
Yeah, that's kind of weird too to like air out business. Is not all business deals are good. That doesn't mean that person is a horrible customer or like you're a bad business, right? It's just that deal, and that happens in business, right? You do business
Yes.
professionally on the side. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Like, all right, but that is it's not a good look for potential customers, right? To like air it all out on there, like, and then just to find out you were in the wrong, and then you think you're putting it on there, and everyone's like, oh yeah, no, you're wrong. I agree with that. Like, what's up with that? Like,
Yeah.
right? People try to give me deposits and like in pups. Yeah, so it's better. Yeah, if you have your age, like, hey, I won't take anything to this day. I've seen people take all the deposits early, and then they got no puppies and got to refund all that money. That sucks too, right? And anything can happen to anybody. Window shoppers equals practice. Yeah, that's how you,
exactly.
And you should learn how to talk to people. You should know how to, do this, because you could lose something too, just like how they're talking weird and you're like, I don't really want to sell a puppy to this person because they don't really know how to converse with me, right?
Yeah.
But it goes the same for you, because if they're reaching out and they're like asking these hard-hitting questions that you should have the answers to, and you're like, right? And Not because you don't know or you're dumb, but they just you weren't prepared, right? And you don't have, like you said, enough practice to do that, right? And then you do, and then you're like, boom, boom, I already know. Boom, 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 I already know. They ask some certain questions, and then it kind of becomes more routine, and you know what to do. You get better, perfect your craft. It's good. It's good for the person. It's good for your business. It's good for the customer, for the breed too. Gotta have some standards. I know people don't like standards, but you gotta have some standards. How you conduct yourself and how people conduct themselves, whether you're on whatever it is that you're doing.
True. Yeah. And always be respectful, right? I think, that goes a long way. I'm one of those persons that however you treat me, that's the way I'm going to treat you. However you come at me, you're going to get the same attitude. If you're respectful, I'll show respect too,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way. And that's the way, it should be, I think, for everything.
And I think in the beginning, when I think you were getting more into the breed, you reached out to a couple of breeders, and you probably felt some of them took the time where they're like, okay, they talked to me, and there were some that literally were like, "You buying the dog or not?" Right?
I'll give you some for examples. One guy, this dude, he was like, if he was too good for anybody or anything, he was just like, what? This is the price. What do you want? This like just real like bam, 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 bam. So I was like, yeah, I'm good, right? Like I wanted to like like talk to a person, right? Like, hey, whatever. I get it. You've been doing it for a long time, but whatever. Again, I'm good, right? If I'm paying for something, I expect something, right? Customer service is one thing, right? I spoke to you. We obviously, that was how many years ago? We're friends. We do business together. We have a relationship outside, friends, family, right? So obviously, that was legit. We hit it off. We got dogs, all that. Richard from Dog Pound, me and him chopped it up too. We're cool. We still communicate, right? We talk. He was cool. Then to another breeder, dude was just talking smack about everybody else. Like, I didn't even mention names, and he just started like saying, but this and that. Like, bro, I'm asking about your dog. Like, why are you telling me about all these other people's dogs?
And that to me is a red flag. It's like, why are you so worried about what the other man is doing? Like, I didn't call for that, man. I would have called him and find out all this stuff you're telling me, right?
I called your number, man, and I already talked to that person. Like, so I'm good. I know what I'm doing. Another guy, and then when I got I get Tank, Pinto, he was cool. He doesn't really do dogs anymore, but he was cool too. Chopped it up. Had some other plans we didn't, get done, but we were, it was cool business, cool conversation, cool people. And here we are today. So it's like, those people are out there and they do exist, and it does, go along, it goes a long way. I've noticed customers that want to text, not talk. Yeah, see, and then some people just texting. I'm like, hey, we're making like a big deal here, right? It's a live animal. It's thousands of dollars, and you don't want to have a conversation, right? Or you're not answering any questions or have these questions. Like we could chop it up. Oh, and Martin too. This guy, another guy, we've chopped it up. Good people. I've never met him in person, actually, just on the internet. But yeah, another good person. Easy to talk to.
Yes.
And that's what it is. I've had people call me to ask about my dogs. Just tell me how great his dogs were in the early 2000s. Yeah, just wanted to brag. Right? Yeah. And then I think some of us get all the same person that if I were to probably put a screenshot of the profile, that person would probably be in all of you guys' DMs because they mention all of the same people. No lie. They're like, well, Dennis Vergara said this, and Fuerza said this, and Favela said this, and I'm like, all right, well, you're talking to the same people, so we're gonna give you the same answers. And that goes on for like a year. Then I'll usually text you like, hey, you talk to this person? And you're like, oh yeah, they just asked me this, this, and that. I'm like, yeah. And sometimes, there's like it will be the person and they're actually getting some information, right? And they end up making a purchase, which is great because I did that. I shot a message to a bunch of people. I bought a few dogs though, but I still, message a few people, right? And they ask questions. But then there's some people that I'm like, bro, you ask the same thing every time, and then you ask my partner the same thing, and my friend the same thing, and the person I know the same thing, and like we get nowhere. So like, what is it, right? But then you gotta, hey, who knows? Maybe one day they'll be like, hey, this guy was cool. They always talk to me, even when I just had no intention of buying a dog. And if they want information, you know, hey, whatever. Who am I to, you know, to gatekeep anything? I do my best to put stuff out there and educate, and you do the same. Like, hey, I learn from people, you know, and I could try to show some people some stuff.
And you're right, Gabriel. I think, you know, even myself, man, you could hit my line or call me, text me. My cell phone is public, so, you know, you could find it in my website and stuff. Any question, man, it don't matter. I could talk dogs all day. But even if you have a question about certain things that I could help out, trust me, you know, if I could help you, cool. If not, I'll be like, you know what, man, I don't have the answer for that. But maybe reach out to this person. They might be able to tell you. I don't know.
You know? because your breeder is not talking to you. Because the person you buy your dog doesn't talk to you. Now, that's not always the case, right? But let's have fun with it. And, you know, sometimes that's what it is, right? The person you spend your money with is like, oh, that's all we do here. We cut it at that, which that's not something that we do. But I've had random people who never had a dog. You know, I encourage anybody, go ahead, reach out, bang the line, reach out on Instagram or YouTube, TikTok, whatever. All my information's up there. If you have questions, I know sometimes people have questions, you know, like just on their dogs, right? Like, hey, I'm experiencing this. Anything that helps. I know you have these dogs, or I know you have a dog. I found dogs' homes before because people have reached out and say, like, hey, I have this dog. Like that's all we got to do. Like, we could be there for people. I found Dennis' number in the team. You see, it's a call for a good time. It's a call for a good time. Shit, what do you do?
I'll tell you,
that's what it's about.
Exactly. Hey, Sykes is from the IE, so I know what he's talking about. That's why. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, so we're here. You know, like I say, we're not gatekeeping anything. We could help, and then, you know, the people that are in the comments, same thing with them. You know, I've talked to, I think, all of them on the phone. We could talk dogs for hours, but I feel the same way. You reach out to them, they could help you out with anything. I've recommended dogs, you know, puppies. When I don't have puppies, I'll send like, hey, you know what? I don't got puppies. Gabriel got puppies, or Marty has puppies. Whoever it is, I'll be like, now it's up to them to close that deal. You know, I send them the customer. It's up to you guys. Like, I'm not gonna do the whole sale for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing too, are different, sometimes like different breeds too. Like, hey, I know you don't have this breed, but, you know, maybe I want a little wiener dog, a little dachshund. Like, where can I go? Oh, hit up, you know, Sykes. Or, hey, I want an oldie, you know. Oh, there he goes. He got some too. Right? Whatever it is. Or like you said, we don't have dogs right now. This person does, right? I could point you in the right direction. And that's all we can do. I know at the end of the day, a lot of drama, a lot of people talking smack and all that, but you know, it's all fun too. This is what it's about. Doing this for everybody. So I appreciate all you guys in the comments. Today was fun.
Definitely. No, it was. It was a good one. You know, I think a lot of informative stuff, you know, experiences from different breeders. And that's what it is, man. I feel a lot of breeders, you know, can express themselves like what they've gone through. So I think it's a good platform so they can speak up and be like, man, I went through this. And hey, you're not the only one, because probably I went through it too. You know, you did. So you're like, oh, cool. I wasn't the only one that it happened to.
Yeah, exactly. See, and then too, like, you know, be anonymous. You don't have to say the name. I got a couple of dash sounds right now. Send one over. Just send it. I'll give you my address. No questions asked. Just send it.
There you go. If you're looking for dachshund, reach out to Sykes.
Awesome.
His pictures probably are on his website. Look him over, man, and check him out. Even oldies, like I said, he's gonna confirm in a week or so whether his female took or not. And there you go. Looking for a nice oldie, hey, go for it.
Martin, good luck on those puppies. They're probably right now waiting with their one thing right there.
Guys, if you guys are looking for nice quality dogs, there you go. He has
Yeah.
color, so if that's something you're looking for, hey, reach out to him, man.
Yeah, Paul, good luck. I hope that breeding takes for you too.
Yeah, definitely, Paul.
Oh yeah,
You know, good.
Foreign got some stuff going too, man.
Yeah, Foreign. Foreign said he just bred Karma and what's the other dog's name?
I don't know. Foreign got some crazy dogs name. I can't keep
Skids.
up with them.
Yeah,
Skids, Mexibo, Oreo. You wild, my boy.
Yeah,
but good luck, man, to everybody. Good luck to us.
For sure,
Dennis,
guys. Thank you for being there. And we'll catch you next week. Okay, bro. Appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
All right.